months. This has been a continued work in progress.
No, but I mean the final.
Our final draft we did last month, and we did it in April.
Oh, was it in April?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But it began in January as a continual work.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, through not attending meetings and being in the loop, you know, I've not heard anything about it. And I noticed that the people that were on the committee, that I don't see any, it was predominantly, you know, city employees, city building. But, you know, working in the animal sector of this community for 42 years, I know that there are many people in this community who are highly invested in this type of in this section of our government. You know, they're pretty vocal, they're pretty opinionated, and I didn't see much input from that group of citizens that care about animals from a different standpoint of control to maybe we could say welfare or humane society or adoptions and those types of things. You know, because of that, I heard several of them came to me and talked, and I said, well, I would like the opportunity to, you know, I said, I'll talk to our mayor and our chairman and see, you know, what the options are. And he said that it had not started on construction, that he would put it as a discussion, a re-discussion item, you know, on the agenda. I have no, I don't have a dog in this fight, really, you know. I just, I think input from the public is very good for government, and I see that you've got Cushing conversations, you know, and I think that something like this could fit into a Cushing conversation because I hear lots of people who have lots of opinions on this. Now, maybe they're not interested in coming to the meeting. I had contacted about 4 or 5 people that I said, hey, this is an opportunity. I only see one of them here this evening. I do know that in some communities in the state of Oklahoma, there is a cooperation between the governmental control of animals and the animal welfare segment that looks to rescue, adopt out animals. And they have found a way to work in partnerships with this. And so, you know, before we excluded the possibility of a partnership, or before we say, well, we're really through discussing it, I just wanted one more, you know, chance for that to happen. I can tell you through just minimal from about 3 or 4 days of discussion that I know of 5 to 6 city lots that are half a block off of Main Street that would be open to donation if an animal shelter was included in this. I know of $40,000 that has already been earmarked and is in an account for the construction of a humane society a building. I know of an individual today who told me between $10,000 and $20,000 could be found fairly easily for a building like this. So there are resources, and there is, I hate to say interest because I don't see anybody else here tonight, or I see only one other person specifically tonight, but I wondered if there was an opportunity to wait some weeks to see if this could be there was interest in it. I'm not interested in doing it all myself. I just wasn't afraid to come to you guys and talk to you. So those are the things that I see. I want to believe that government can cooperate with people, organizations, and when that happens, I think it's synergistic, and I think you really get more than just two separate entities. I would like to believe that if we could get the interest and the energy and the support of the people in this community who are interested in the welfare of animals, I think it could be a win-win situation for the city. I'm only presenting this. I'm certainly okay with whatever you guys decide. If I was sitting up there, I might be inclined to give a little time to see if there's anything else that, would come up. That would be my only suggestion or possible recommendation. I'd be open to any questions from the commission or the police department or anybody else. That's
Any commissioners have any questions for Dr. Detrich?
Is the group that you are representing tonight, I understand, do they have an issue with the plan of the building, or they want to try to make a bigger complex where you have animal control and a humane society in the same area, in the same building? Is that what we're talking about?
well.
Or are they just against animal control?
Well, they're not. I don't say that they're against anything. I say that they're for adopting out and saving animals from being euthanized. So I would like to frame that real positively. That's their main goal. The one very vocal comment that I had was, and I'm not, and they was sticking it up by the water plant where it can't be seen and it can't be accessed. Personally, I don't see that that's particularly a bad place to put it myself, They wanted a more visible place because they wanted to see it easier to be accessed by the public so that animals could be rescued and gotten to easier. That's the primary thing that I know. Part of this came from me from the starting of the Humane Society, because I know that there's some money sitting out there that is not being used. I think if you build buildings kind of in a conjunction with each other, that sometimes you can save money, I know that in Stillwater, the Humane Society shares a wall with the animal control people. And they work together very smoothly, very cooperatively, and it's for the benefit of the animals and the citizens, the city. They draw in and can use the expertise of the veterinary college, which is in Stillwater. We have the Humane Society in Cushing. In the past, I'm not very active in it right now, has had a very active and supportive role from the university, and we're close enough that we have opportunities here. I fear that if there isn't something, if this issue is not raised, then we would be looking at building our own if there's not something done here to incorporate this, then the Humane Society is going to be building their own facility, and I think that would be an extra burden on the citizens of Cushing, not the city of Cushing, just the citizens of Cushing. So, it's just an idea. I really appreciate the opportunity for this to revisit, which the police department has shown us, that you have shown us, and so that's what I have to say.
Dr. Detrich, just a real quick question for you. You know, one of the issues that we get challenged with here at the city is, you know, what do you do when your facility gets full? What does the Humane Society do? Say if we had just one facility, hypothetically speaking, what are they going to do when their facility gets full? Because it's just not possible to take every single animal that comes through. I don't have the demographics from the shelter to tell you how many animals are picked up. You know, how many of the animals that come through, how do they deal with overflow? They have fostering problems now.
They do. They always will. I think because there are more animals that need help than facilities in every community that I know of in Oklahoma and probably America, you know. So that's going to be an ongoing problem. The things I know that they do is they transport. There are several states, Colorado is the closest one to us, that has a very strict neutering program, and they, believe it or not, import dogs into that state.